Hi, Abraham. Good to see you again. It's amazing how my question piggybacks right on what we just talked about, but I have two questions today. One is, I tend to worry a lot about a lot.
I tend to think thoughts that my inner being doesn't think, which results in a feeling of worry to me, which is my indicator that I'm off base from who I really am.
Absolutely.
So our answer to that is don't do that anymore. What's next?
Thank you. That's the...
Catch it early is really our answer.
Absolutely.
Catch it early. Notice that you don't like it, and then notice when you start down that road, catch it early.
Okay, so is there ever a point at which you can even not have the thought to begin with?
Yeah, but we don't want you to get into this place where you are guarding your thoughts, or you'll say, all right, I'll go along with this, Abraham, whatever it is, and I'll accept I create my own reality. And then you think a thought or speak a word and you go, cancel, try to suck it back before law of attraction gets hold of it. And we say, really, too late. Law of attraction got hold of it. So rather than trying to stop the car once you're at the bottom of the hill, just let it hit you and drown you and beat you up and suffer over it, and then come away with it from that experience with wisdom. I did not like that. I don't think I'm going to do that so much anymore. I'm going to step out in front of it before it has all that momentum going. It's just using your logic to realize it. Now you have this premise, it will really serve you. Do you know how many thoughts you don't have to sort out anymore? You don't have to debate with the world the rightness or wrongness of every issue that has ever been out there. You don't have to discuss that anymore. You don't have to figure that out. All you have to know to have your personal expansion and joyful collusion with the source within you is which thoughts feel good and which thoughts don't feel so good. Is that too simplistic?
No, in fact, it's beautifully simple, and it's amazing how, as much as I understand that, I've been told since I was in high school, I'm a worrywart. And so I've been doing this for about 35 years.
We're going to give you a different label because you're doing that looking at what is or looking at what was. Your inner being never looks back. We're going to give you a different label. Rather than worrywart, we're going to say to you, you are a thoughtful being, and you are a deliberate creator, and you like to contemplate. And when you use that skill to contemplate from the satisfied up part of the scale rather than from the unsatisfied down part of the scale, you're going to find such satisfaction on steroids with those thoughts that you are thinking. So the opposite of a worrywart is a very clear-minded being who is accessing the energy that creates worlds to flow toward your creative endeavors. That's who you are. And when you do other than that, it sucks. It feels bad. And you use words like worry. All worry means is that you want something different than you're worried about. Do you know? Oh, you're going to like this because this speaks to who you are powerfully. Every subject is really two subjects, wanted and absence of what is wanted. So when you are in contrast, in the middle of contrast, worrying, feeling worry because you're there, you know what else is happening at the same time? As you are focused upon the problem, which is why you worry, you are creating the solution at the same moment. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We really mean that. Thank you very much. While you are stewing over the problem, you are creating a solution, which is the expansion of the universe. So you might just think about that while you're worrying. Hey, I am creating the solution here. And while I can't see it because I'm so actively intertwined with the problem, when I let this go, since I own this, and since my inner being is all over the solution, and my inner being is revealing to me things about the solution all day, every day, in the absence of my worry, the solution will occur to me. And you know what that'll make you do? We want this to happen to you. We want you to feel about your worry like we feel about your worry. Thank you very much. Thank you for being willing to acknowledge that something isn't the way you want it, and for launching a rocket of desire for the improvement of all that is and generations to come. But now do yourself a big favor and use your guidance system the way it's meant to be. As soon as you can, turn your attention toward what you're wanting. And so sometimes those subjects that you've worried about for a long time, they'll keep coming to you, so you can just sort of chip the edges off of them a little bit at a time. Because every time you feel a little relief, your vibration is where you last left it. So as you're really worried about something, but then you talk about these general concepts and you remind yourself that you're creating solutions, then you've moved it to a different place. And in time, that worry is going to be more like satisfaction, where you have more creative control. Don't ask yourself to defy the laws of the universe. Don't ask yourself to stand at the bottom of the bay and stop that momentum. Stop it sooner. And be proud of yourself for being knocked over by momentum enough times to help you make a new decision. And my new decision is, I don't want to worry so much. My new decision is, I want to be more aware of my guidance system. My new decision is, I want to be more in sync with who I really am.
That helps me. Thank you.
There was something else?
One other thing, yes. My wife and I have a business of selling artwork for 3 years now. To be right to the point,
the point doesn't help you all that much, does it? Because you're about to activate a what is that you don't like.
Yeah.
And because you're doing it with Abraham, you think you're going to get away with it. But that is what causes worry. That is what causes resistance, because you're about to say something that is the opposite of what you want.
Correct.
So try something new here. What do you want relative to your business?
We want to sell artwork.
One day there was someone sitting in the hot seat who had a house they wanted to sell. Been on the market for a while. And we said, why do you want to sell it? And they said, because it's too small for us. It's getting kind of run down. Some of the things don't work anymore. And we said, so this is the advertisement you're sending to the universe. Come and buy this decrepit place from us that we no longer want. How's it working out? So then we ask, how did you feel about that house when you first found it? And they said, oh, our family was young. We were so excited about this house. It was just right for us. We could afford it. It was in the perfect place. We didn't have much furniture, but we kept going and buying another piece. And every weekend we'd go buy another plant or another tree and we'd plant it. And we said, now that's the advertisement that you're sending to the universe. And then a message came to the office. In less than 10 days, that house sold. Because what they were emitting to the universe was something that matched what people were looking for. Nobody is looking for art that doesn't sell. They're looking for beautiful art that you've found from around the world. They're looking for beautiful art that you feel the resonance with. They're looking for art that the artist has imbued their piece with who they are. They're looking for pieces that make them feel. They're looking for pieces that match their spaces. All kinds of people are looking for what you have. And when that's the vibration that you're emanating, those people will flock to you. Now let's take the conversation we were having earlier. Let's bring it here. The vibration that you're offering of disappointment and concern and worry, what kind of art buyers match up with that? People that don't have any money, people who don't know what looks good where, people who can't make up their mind, people who are bored, people who have no taste at all. Really, you see what we're getting at? If you're emanating that vibration, then that's what you're rendezvousing with. People who can't get out of bed, people who don't get in their car and go anywhere, people who just want to watch TV all day. But when you send this advertisement to the universe, when you get excited about your gallery, when you get excited about your pieces, when you feel the beauty of them and you feel the appreciation for the creation of them, and that's what you're emanating, a whole different segment of society will come to you. And it doesn't matter by what path you think they're going to come, because they don't ever come through the path you think they're going to come. Somebody will tell somebody, will tell somebody, will tell somebody, will tell somebody. All kinds of inspiration will come to you. And the process of enlivening your path will be a life-giving process to you too. You'll look back on those days, because you know what you remember most? You remember most, even though we're not encouraging you to spend very much time remembering. You remember when momentum is beginning. You remember those moments from relief into some momentum. And hear this. This is the most significant thing that we've said all day. When you find yourself comfortably resting in satisfaction, where you are in the control of whether you go more or less satisfied, in this satisfied end of the equation where there's no resistance, momentum picks up speed so quickly. You know why? Your inner being's all over it. That's what your inner being's been knowing. And when you turn in the direction of what your inner being knows, ooh, that's why people will say, I languished all my life and then I had my breakthrough and I was an overnight success. And we say, no, you weren't. You had all that contrast that set you up for that. But you don't have to pay any more price. You've already created it. It's in your vortex. Now just let it rip.
Okay. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
It is.
This might be very brief. I raised my hand so my wife could get called on.
Too bad. Can't create in her reality. If she was offering a vibration like that, we'd have called on her.
Well, I'm here because of her vibration, so I'm very appreciative. But I guess from what I've learned here, this is my first time. You can come up here and just offer thanks and be in gratitude.
Yes, you can.
So
if your wife were here, what do you think she'd want to talk about?
We actually discussed that.
That was a good plan, because she can't get up here. What we're getting at, often you can hear the answer to your question much better from out there than you can from up here.
I'll do my best to recall and deliver. So my wife is a very talented and wonderful pediatrician, in addition to being a great wife. She's writing a children's book. She's been a fan of yours and the movement, the momentum, the positive rockets for a long time. And she wants to share that even more so in her profession.
Would you tell her next time you see her?
Yes.
That we would be happy to collaborate with her on this book. It's time. It's time. Because she's got the perfect life-based questions, and we have the perfect life-based answers.
My work here is done.
Yes,
Thank
it
you.
is.